It's just not the same feeling. So, again, I'm going to be kind of explaining why I'm playing Unholy Death Knight, what I'm doing, what my rotation is, and talents rotation, just kind of BG explained for Unholy Death Knight. Rule number 1, never grab the first objective. It's a waste of time. Rule number 2 is just like apply dots to everyone and try not to die to the rogue that has 37,000 health. He's going to run through here, so I'm just going to death and decay right there so he doesn't get stealth. He has a dot on him already. I'm going to death grip this guy. Gonna use Army of the Dead and power my ghoul. Probably go on the rogue here. Gonna throw dots. Gonna use my whatever that's called. Probably go back on this guy. Interrupt that. Don't know where my pets are. Who needs pets? We'll use Apocalypse here, because it does tons of damage. That's a defensive, he didn't die. Go back on the rogue. So Unholy, your pets do a ton of damage now. Your pets are most of your damage, I'd say. We're gonna go back on the healer. Interrupt that. And again, it's like the same kind of rotation with Festering Wounds. You want to apply Festering Wounds, apply your dots, which is just Virulent Plague, apply Festering Wounds, and use your Clawing Shadows to pop those Festering Wounds. And then use Death Coil to generate generate runes, sorry. If you're in a high, like, melee instance, and you think you can get an Unholy Blight off, then I'd suggest using it. If you're not in a very high DPS BG, then I'd suggest just running Ebon Fever. Death's Reach is really good because it gives your Death Grip a very, very high range and resets upon getting a killing blow. Harbinger of Doom pretty much just makes it so your Death Coil procs more, which means more runic power generation, which means more runes off cooldown. Death Packs for the heal, Epidemic, because it gives you an AoE kind of runic spender, which is good for very high AoE situations. And then Unholy Frenzy is the one cooldown that I do like for the bottom row. You can use Army of the Damned too, but I just personally don't use it. I really think Unholy Frenzy is the one you want to take, because it's festering attacks, and then it's mixed with just increased haste, so it's kind of like, why wouldn't you use it? You'll see here, most of my damage is from pets. The funny thing is, the ability that does the least amount of damage is your Clawing Shadows and Festering Wounds. Your most damaging ability is going to be Virulent Plague and Virulent Eruption. We'll go on this mage here. It's probably a bad call. He has a fire mage. Mages do kite Death Knights to shit now. That is something to kind of keep in mind. The good thing about being Unholy, though, is that you can just kind of range people. And by that I mean use Festering Wounds, apply dots to people, and then usually it'll kind of work out. You'll see here, I mean, he is dying just very, very slowly. I probably shouldn't have death gripped him back, but we'll go on that priest. He's probably just going to run into that huge group and apply my dots to everyone, so we'll just let that be. Go on this monk here. And again, great thing about being Unholy is that you can just range people. That's always something to keep in mind when you are playing Unholy. The reason I take Death Grip is because that Death Grip range is fucking ridiculous. It's kind of one of the main reasons I take the Death Grip talent right there. And again, you can use most of your abilities at range other than the Festering Strike. And you do want to be in melee range most of the time, because you will get more procs of your Harbinger of Doom, which procs off of your melee auto attacks, which is somewhere around here, right there. And then, I mean, if you don't know what your mastery is, it just increases shadow damage. It's like a Rat Pally mastery, kind of, but with shadow damage instead of holy damage. And yeah, I don't know, this is Frosty K. Or, not Frosty K. This is Unholy Death Knight. Frosty K, it's not fucked, but it's different now. And a lot of people don't like different things, so I'm gonna death grip this guy. I'm actually gonna use cooldowns on him, because I can. The only thing we have to watch out for here is Karma. And I know he'll probably use it, or he'll just die. That's cool too. Frosty K's a brain dead class? Not anymore. I'd say Frosty K's possibly harder than Unholy Death Knight right now. Is it worth it? I'll go in there just to apply my dots. This was not worth it, by the way. I don't think we have a healer. Hopefully they all just kind of pile near the bridge, and then I can just put dots on everyone. I mean, you'll see most of my dots are up on everyone. We'll apply diseases to that guy, he'll spread it to his whole team. And now I'm golden. I'm gonna go on the priest here. So we're gonna use Unholy Frenzy, gonna empower our ghoul, tell our ghoul to hit the target that we're hitting, gonna use Death Pact just for heals. And now we just kind of press Clawing Shadows and hope that this guy dies. And again, you kind of want to spread your disease on everyone. That's something I do like to have 100% uptime on, is just your diseases. I'm probably going to die here. I don't have AMS, I don't have much. Yeah. Well, I'm so low. This is... Wow, okay. Do we have a healer around here? I know we have one at Waterworks, but I don't want to just run in and get, like, heroic weapon thrown and then just fucking die, which is the... I don't know what ability it is, but... I'm just gonna try and get runic power, and then I'll Death Strike. Good enough. Thoughts on Gargoyle? It's like the new Valkyr, pretty much. This new Valkyr. I don't like the fact that it's not baseline anymore, because that's been an ability since like Wrath of the Lich King, but... Wait, what? Oh, they grabbed it, okay. I'm gonna go on this guy. What are you doing there, buddy? I'm gonna Death Grip him back. Wait for it. Now we can just range him. Maybe we'll go on the monk here. I'm just not gonna hit you. I don't know what to really do here, boys. Other than just Death Strike. I'm dead. I can try and kill him, which I will. I'm dead from the touch of death. Am I not? Okay. It didn't do damage, so that was odd. So again, all I did there, applied diseases, applied Festering Wounds, he karma'd, so I stopped damaging into karma. And then I pretty much just tried and Death Strike. Once you realize that you actually need a Death Strike, it's definitely something you just need to keep in mind. Like here, it would be good to just Death Strike a lot, since I'm very low on health. And I need health to do damage. You'll see I'm topped off, so I'm not going to Death Strike, and I'm just going to use Death Coil instead. Death Strike will proc the rune generation, by the way. I'm not sure if a lot of people know that. Anything, if you spend runic power, you have a chance to apply / get your runes back, even if it is Death Strike or Death Coil. Either one doesn't matter. So, I guess the main things, too. I've always used Gargoyle. Yeah, Gargoyle's not bad. It's another ranged, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, boy!
Okay. So there's people at Waterworks, you say. I see a Warlock, and I really like hitting Warlocks, so we'll go on him. There's Unending. We'll pretty much use cooldowns after that Unending ends. And by cooldowns, I mean Apocalypse. And here, we'll just pop our... whatever. Festering Wounds, apply dots. Apply dots, Festering Strike, use Death Coil for rune generation, and then I have to use, like, a few Death Coils. Like, the rotation for the most part, very rough rotation for Unholy is apply diseases, get Festering Wounds on the person. Once you have Festering Wounds, you just want to use your Festering Wounds popper, which is either Clawing Shadows or Scourge Strike. And then Honor Talents, I'll explain Honor Talents here. Wandering Plague just causes this to do more damage. Unholy Mutation pretty much causes this to do more damage as well, and then Necrotic Aura just makes it so you do extra magic damage, which is good for your team, and you as well. So Unholy Death Knight, I wish there was more going on so I could actually, like, explain what's happening. I mean, we could assault Waterworks if we really wanted to, but I don't think the team's really gonna want to. Okay, so there's actually stuff happening over here. I'll try to explain my rotation a little bit more. We'll go on the Warlock again, because Warlocks are pretty much target dummies, unless they use Mortal Coil. Just, yeah, Warlock. So I'm going to use Unholy Frenzy here, just because I want to use Burst. With Unholy Frenzy, you don't really want to, I guess, stack your Festering Wounds as much as you'd want to. I'm pretty fucked here, unless I get heals. My. Okay, I did get heals. So again, should probably apply Festering Wounds with this guy so I don't have any already. You do want to use your disease. Like, disease should be first priority on any target. And then obviously slow. I don't admittedly press my Chains of Ice as much as I should. Whenever you do have stacks of your Death Quill thing, you do want to use that when you're low on runes. It's just kind of something to keep in mind. You'll see, if I view my overall damage, it might be, yeah, it's mixed, so that's great. We'll reset that data. And there's another thing to keep in mind, you can only stack 6 stacks of Festering Wounds now. This always applies 3. Festering Wounds always applies, or Festering Strike always applies 3 wounds now. I'm just gonna try and get him out with that. I might not. I did. Good stuff. Give myself a pat on the back there. He's dead just from dots. I'll stun him. Pet might kill him. What a cheeky getaway. You deserve that one, I guess. Two to 3. Oh, really? I thought it was 3 always, but apparently it's 2 to 3. So Apocalypse only pops 4 Festering Wounds, and your Festering Strike always applies 2 to 3. So again, apply diseases. Use Army of the Dead here just because I have nothing else to press. I'm going to power my pet as well while I do that. Even though you are casting the Army of the Dead animation, you can still cast your abilities. He's dead. He's not dead. I mean, if I had a stun, he might die, but... We're just going to try and range this guy, actually. You'll see my range damage is kind of nuts for being a melee, but... We'll apply it. I was going to apply diseases in one more time. The one thing I do want you guys to watch is watch his health get chunked towards the end. That's mainly because of Unholy Mutation. We'll just go back to the fight. Is that a rogue? Yeah. We'll go on the Warlock. Actually, we'll just sit on Priest. So again, apply diseases. Apply Festering Wounds. I have 3 on the target already. I'm gonna apply... Okay, he faded it. I'm gonna AMS all this damage, because too much damage. Too much dot damage. And again, when you do actually absorb magic effects now, you will get runic power from it. We'll apply. Just kidding. That's a rough BG of Unholy Death Knight. At best, a rough BG. I mean, we won, but I feel like I didn't really do much. So there's just things to keep in mind. So Unholy, the first priority, obviously, get your diseases up. Get your diseases on as many people as possible. If there's a lot of people grouped together in one area, it's probably best to just reapply your diseases, even if only one target has your disease on them. Clawing Shadows is just a ranged Scourge Strike. I'd suggest using it. I don't really think it's worth using Scourge Strike anymore. Festering Wounds only applies 2 to 3 Festering Wounds now. You can only have 6 Festering Wounds on a target. Unholy Frenzy increases your haste by 20%, also applies Festering Wounds. Apocalypse pops 4 Festering Wounds and applies your Army of the Dead. So, basic rotation is explained right here. Outbreak, get your disease in everyone. Apply Festering Wounds to the target. Once you have Festering Wounds on the target, if you get any Death Coil procs, use those whenever you want runes. And then use your... Clawing Shadows to just pop those Festering Wounds and do shadow damage. I don't use Necrotic Strike in BGs. Necrotic Strike is very good for arenas. If you want to use that in arenas, I'd highly suggest it. And yeah, empower your pet, apply diseases, and you're pretty much 75% of the way there to playing Unholy Death Knight.